Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan, man. Let's hear from Mr. Black Panther. They'll come to August CM. Thank you very much. Anybody that want to join us, come in on time. Although we are very good with these three here, these are powerful machine here. So if you want to be part of this machine, come in on time. Thank you. Black Panther, you have the floor, sir.
My brother, my brother, my brother, may God bless you. Bless everyone. Bless the speakers. Bless the viewers. Most especially my mommy. May God bless you. Your days shall be blessed in Jesus' mighty name. I want to start today to say to everyone, Nigeria is not a country. You see, Oga Jonathan, if you see where Mr. Jonathan always come from, don't enjoy the speech. If somebody is speaking, don't enjoy it. Don't enjoy. If you enjoy it, you don't know what he's saying. You are just enjoying the way he's putting it. You are not going to learn. You are not going to acquire knowledge from it. But if you sit down, pick the point where he's coming from, to know where he's coming from, you will know where he's going to. You will understand what he's saying. You will look. He just told every one of us that Nigeria is not a country. Anytime Oga Jonathan speaks, he speaks from the foundation, how the foundation is. Then we now align it, mirror it to you for you to see. But most Nigerians, even your intellectuals, they don't look at the foundation. Outside in Europe, in America, they look at foundation. They look at foundation. You see this system we are practicing. We don't even have a constitution. If you don't have a constitution, you will never have a country. Look, we deceive ourselves too much. Look, because you don't have a country, that is why you see every structures in Nigeria is gone. It's gone. Because we don't have foundation. Look, I want every one of us to mirror your building. A house. If an engineer comes in, a civil engineer, they want to build a house. And you say, you want to build the house of the future. And you say, this house must carry 200 stories. 200 stories. Is looking at the future. This house must carry 200. This land must carry 200 stories. What the engineer will look for first is the foundation. The foundation that will carry 200 stories. That is what he will look for. And the people that will make this 200 stories stands up, they are of different category. You have the engineers, you have different people, different knowledge, different people will come in. The people that will mount the pillar, the people that will do the soil texture, the people that will do the roofing, the people that will do the glasses. These are all the contributors that will look at it and make that 200 story. They will work towards what? The 200 story building. And if they cannot even finish it, this one cannot finish, he will hand it over to the person. The person already have looked at the foundational blueprint that it is 200 story. He will continue from where his fellow man engineer has stopped. Assuming this man, maybe something happened to me, he died. The next engineer will come there, he will look at the foundational, the map, everything that have been laid down. He will continue from there. If there is any problem, that there's any defect, that this building might fall at the stage of maybe 50 story building might fall, he will make an adjustment. an adjustment so that the building does not fall on because it's going to fall on every one of us, because we have a lot of people working. It's not only the engineers, we have a lot of people that will make sure that this story comes out 200 and it looks beautiful. Now, I've told you, picture a building. Now let us go to your country, a country. For a country to stand, we must look at our foundation. When we look at our foundation, we are all part and parcel of the foundation. We look at the structural foundation, what we make all of us come together and follow it. There's rules and regulations. We follow it and we build a foundation. Anyone that comes there, he will look at the foundation we have built. For him to divert or perverse it, anybody that goes against it, if you go against it, the foundation will not hold and it will fall. The house, anything you build on it, it will fall. Any house you build on it, it will fall. Any defect, that is why you see most in Europe, if you go against tax law, evade tax, because if you evade the tax, everything you are going to put on that foundation will start having a fault, it start having a defect. People will not be paid. There will not be money to build on the foundation that you and I have created. That is the Constitution. If you commit a crime against us, they look at it as you have committed murder. Because if you touch the foundation which they have built, anything can happen. Casualty might happen at the third floor, because you have deviated from the foundation, from the fundamentals that we have laid to make that building, to make that country stand. That is why they take the laws of their land, very important. That is why they take judiciary, very important. If the judiciary diverts a little bit, the foundation will not be cracky. And anything you lay on it, it will fall, it will walk. Anything you lay on Nigeria will never walk. It's not a curse. It will not work. That's why you see a professor, most of us don't value education. What I want to ask now, what is the blueprint of all these politicians that comes? I want to do role, and they'll come, they want to be in government, they want to be the head of government. What is their blueprint for Nigeria to start developing? Because we are not developing. What we are doing is shoe shining. It's just like you have a car of 1960. What Nigerian politicians are doing, what all of us are doing, we are refurbishing that old jalopy car, which cannot stand the test of time, which cannot stand the test, the 21st century. That is what all of us are always doing, including me sometimes. That is what we are doing. We are not ready to have a foundation that will take on 200 stories. We are not ready. We are still thinking how we divert. Oh, a new Nigeria is possible, but you are not ready to till the land to have the fundamentals. Okay, let me tell you one thing about development of a nation. If a blueprint, if any government comes with a blueprint and the blueprint does not conform with the 21st century, that man is a liar. That politician is a liar. One, if for every country to develop, one, security. Two, your infrastructures. What are the infrastructures? The light. That's power, energy. Three, your education system. Your educational system. Then your other things follows. Your road, your health sector, blah, 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 all that is follow. But those your education it's what you will look to see if Nigeria is going to conform with the 21st century. One, Nigeria education is gone. One is gone. Nigeria education is gone. It's gone, dead. Your health sector is what? Is dead, isn't it? Transportation sector is dead. Anything you lay on Nigerian foundation, it will die. Because we don't have a foundation. Any anything you lay on a cracky foundation, you want to put 200 story, and it cannot withstand that, cannot take that 200 story to do what? It will fall. That is what we have in Nigeria. We don't want to think that way. It's simple. Nigeria problem to solve it is very easy. But we men, we are so greedy, we are so selfish and greedy, we don't want to look at it. Everybody want to be a chairman of his own. A professor came here, a professor came to Niger Wash. He spoke, a professor, not all this professor, a professor of law, constitutional law. He said anything, no matter of amendment you do to this constitution that was not given to you by the people, he said if you do what? It will fail. So, as anything contradicted, contradicted the word of that professor, none. Nigeria is still failing because our foundation, the fundamentals are not done well. Go and look at European countries. Touch and make any, try to divert or subvert anything about their education institution. You are being caught by who? Police, and you are going to jail. And the institution that will put you in jail is very strong, because if it has a crack, then we can no longer do what? Build on that country. It will fail, it will fall. Any crack, it will fall. Any crack, it will fall. We are meeting, he went to meet Turkey. Anytime you say you sign MOU, there is no amount of MOU you sign that will make Nigeria rise, because we don't have a blueprint. Your president came, he just said, I will build road, I will build this. Is that a blueprint? How are you going to develop Nigeria? You have a lot of reservoir. You have to build a lot of reservoir. You have to build the educational system that will go into that economy, that will develop the economy. How did China do it? Most of us go and look at how China did it. They did it in such a way that the Chinese sponsored their children to America and Europe. After learning what they've done, they brought them back and put them to various industries, and put those ones that are genius to go into the educational system and impact what they've read. They started doing what? They started applying what they've read. They started using it to create. Because man is like God. We create. They started creating. They started stealing technology. They started using it to amend and create. They build up the education from secondary school, from nursery. They make sure that they don't break that crack. Because if you break that crack, you are going to break the foundation, what you are going to put on that economy, you are going to make it cracky and it will fall. They did not, that's why they are very serious. If you look at all the Western world, they are serious with their nursery school. They make sure that they subsidize it, because these are the futures of the economy of the country. When we do it like that, everybody will be educated on the political aspect of your country. But we are not basing it on that. We are basing it on how you will make those people in the nursery come into the economy and develop it. Create and develop. We don't have that blueprint in Nigeria. Our educational system is gone. University is gone. Everybody now wants to be like politicians. The actors are corrupt. There is nobody you put into this system that will not be corrupt. That is why when somebody said, oh, all of us need to go into this thing and be politician, we need to vie for position. That is why I don't agree with it. Because anybody that goes into this system, you will be frustrated. Thank you, sir. Sir?
Yes, sir. Nothing will frustrate them if they go into the system. 90% of Nigerians that will go into the system in the name of let's go and change the narrative, they are all corrupt.
They are all corrupt. Thank you.
Their mindset is full of corruption, so they're in trouble.
That is it. Because we look before in Nigeria, when our education system was strong, when we were doing the regional governance, Everybody learn from nursery. You go into secondary. Gradually, they train you. Then you go into industry. You start to impact what you have read. You start to put it into the economy, and government will encourage you, give you loan. That's why you see the loan system in China is very effective. That's one of the effective tools you can use. We have genius. We have people that are called genius. You bring them in. You put them into industry. That's what Chinese are doing. They put those genius into industry. They'll start creating, and when they create, government will sponsor that what they create and make sure that companies, it's a matter of policy, companies will now build it up, and it will become something you and I will use, and the world will start using it. That is why China can create. It's not by magic. They did it using the educational system. That is how they did it. There is no magic about it. It's the educational system. There is no magic. It's a policy. You must pass through it. In America, there is no magic. Like Augustine told you, there is no magic. You must pass through it. Whether you're a professor, you must be certified. They must certify you to make sure that you fit into every foundational plan the system have. From there, we start developing. You see, genius. Look at Tesla. Tesla was a genius. He was a genius. He created an engine. He's not the owner of Tesla. He worked with a man called Tesla. He now bought shares in Tesla. And before you know it, he bought majority share. He's not the founder. He's not the founder of Tesla. He bought it because he was part of the creativity. He was creating cars. He was making cars for that company. Before you know it, he grew and he bought over the company. And this is what you have today. He's creating what? Space. He went to school in America. He used that because the system there warrants you to metamorphose and start creating. That guy is a genius. Tesla is a genius. Elon Musk is a genius. He's very creative. Then he does what? He brings people from schools, educational institution. He put them together, create this idea. I want you to bring this idea. I'll be part and parcel of the idea. We'll create it and I will put money into it. I'll bring it up. That is what he's doing. That is what he's doing. The educational system is they are raw material to build up the economy. They are raw material to bring in economists. They are raw material to bring in teachers. They are raw materials. Your institution is a raw material. This is raw material to build up the economic base. But do Nigeria have it? We don't have it. The educational system is gone. So how can that is why you see an illiterate is becoming a governor of Edo State. An illiterate is becoming your president because you don't have a foundational structure that is aligned so that an illiterate does not become what he's not supposed to become. He is not supposed to become a millionaire. If you don't, that's why the Western world, if you become a millionaire, they will monitor you. They'll make sure that you went through everything. Your tax law is clean. Your university, your graduation is clean. If there's any defect, they hold you. Nobody must break that law because that law is the foundation of the country. That law, that constitution is the foundation. Anybody that subverts it must go into that jail. That's why I see America, they privatize jail system. So that if you have money, go and build your jail. Government will bring people and they'll pay you for using your jail to put the guys in there. And you employ more jailers as people that will look at you. You see the system? That's a system. It's very easy. No big. You don't need to go. You don't need to become doctor or professor. Just look at a house. That is how a country is built. You don't need to go to but if an authority stand to speak to you, be ready to learn. Don't listen to the sweet voice or the way it live, but listen to where it's coming from, the fundamental that is delivering to you. How did it come about it? Ask questions. You will now know. But Nigeria, what do? We just listen to how sweet the word is. That is why the system, we produce a person that will be supporting a president that is doing nothing. That is corruption for you. That is corruption. When you support something that is wrong, and you know it's wrong, but you go to the press to tell that person it is right, that is corruption. That is why I told everyone at the beginning of this struggle, I said corruption has become a norm in the system. Why is it a norm? It is the system that was not properly done. It encourages corruption. That is why I'm illiterate without no records. There's nothing bad in nationalizing a country and you become a governor or a councillor, but that system must be intact. That foundation must be intact so that it doesn't break, because if you have a crack, then the wicked will start infiltrating into the system of the country. And man is born wicked. Man will always find an easy path to prosperity. But when you have a system that we protected by the man itself, because we are part of the foundation of this country, we will protect it. But because every one of us, we are not part and parcel of this country, we are not part and parcel of the foundation of this country that they called a name. Somebody gave us the name. We are not part. That is why anybody can fall the trap of these politicians. That is why they put somebody that is not an engineer, they put in charge of medical facilities, because we don't have a foundation, we don't have a structure that we follow. But people will say we have many laws. Many laws. Can you vouch that you are part of that law being created? You cannot vow. Your foundation is, you don't have a foundation. That is why I told you all, and we always be saying it, we don't have a country. No matter what you put, no matter how you do this constitution, it will never work, because you cannot protect the constitution that you are not part and parcel of. You can't. You can't protect a company that you don't benefit from. You are not part and parcel of it. You can't protect it. But if you are part and parcel of it, that's where you get your daily bread, and everything that is due to you is given to you. You will protect it with your life. But how many of us can protect Nigeria? If they call all of you out, go and join the military, will you join? You can't, you won't. Why? Because you are not part and parcel of this entity, expression called Nigeria. Thank you, my brother, and I will continue from here. We got to learn, and it is simple. Take your house as your country. Thank you, Nigeria Wash.
All right. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that wonderful submission.